Moving on, National Investigation Agency NIA has recently arrested 6 close aides of the banned Khalistan Tiger Force KTF operatives. The investigation agency raided 10 places simultaneously in Punjab and Haryana as part of sustained crackdowns on the pro-Khalistan terrorist organizations. Khalistan movement, although no longer resonates with the majority of Sikh community in India, Pakistan has been continuously fueling this anti-India sentiment from outside. To talk more about the issue, we are now joined by the retired Captain Anil Gour, an expert on the national security affairs. So, Mr. Anil Gour, National Investigation Agency has arrested close aides of foreign-based pro-Khalistan terrorists in Punjab and Haryana. Sir, do you think this anti-India Khalistan terrorism is essentially a part of Pakistan's sinister designs?
See, Pakistan has always been trying to dissemble and create dissatisfaction in India. Earlier, when the Khalistan movement started, with Jarnail Singh Bhindranwala also trying to head it, and Operation Blue Star took place, and then Bhindranwala and his followers were killed over there in Golden Temple. After that, they started Operation Topak in 1990 by General Zia-ul-Haq, and sent in all these trained terrorists into Kashmir Valley so that they could raise some issues over there, and they thought that the locals would also support these terrorists, and then Kashmir was to be taken away from India. This has been their thought process right since 1947. Unfortunately, Pakistan has not succeeded in that. Now, even their Operation Topak today, it has failed miserably, because since 90s, what the terrorism was there in Kashmir Valley has totally been finished, and especially now after the abrogation of Article 370, and on 5th August 2019, there has been no voices raised against separatism or pro-Pakistan voices in Kashmir Valley. And after that, NIA has started now chasing the money trail, in which, after getting proof of how funds were being channelized to all these pro-Pakistani separatists and other people, they have arrested those people and also seized their accounts. Now, all this is happening because Pakistan does not want to stand down on the very fact, or does not even want to acknowledge the very fact, that Jammu and Kashmir had acceded to India in 1947 by Maharaja Hari Singh as per the India Independence Act, and therefore it belongs to India. But Pakistan wants to now take over this entire territory by force, and they have failed miserably. Now, after Kashmir, they have again restarted getting these Khalistani elements, wherever they are trying to cultivate them, they are trying to give them money, they are trying to give them drugs, so that they would send these into Punjab and create again the same old situation which was there in the late 80s in Punjab. But this also they will not succeed, because Indian government has seen through their plans, and also the public at large, and no one in Punjab also is ready for a Khalistan. They say that this is a voice of people who are totally under the Pakistani thumb. Therefore, this is not going to succeed at all.
Sir, do you think this pro-Khalistan sentiment is garnering much traction ever since Amritpal was arrested?
See, as far as Amritpal is concerned, Amritpal tried to come in and take over as the next Bhindranwala. In fact, there are reports that he had also got plastic surgery done on his face so that he would resemble Bhindranwala. His way of walking, his way of carrying that arrow and other AK-47 with him was also modeled on the lines of Bhindranwala. But the government of India saw through his plans and saw through what he was trying to do, and came down heavily on him and his supporters. Now, after coming down on him and his supporters, this trial of these people who were trying to create again a sort of a Khalistan movement in Punjab has failed. They have arrested them and put them behind bars where they belong. Pakistan is the main originator and the main supporter, I would say, and also the main perpetrator of all these actions that are being taken by these people over here.
So why is the Western world also letting this Khalistan movement alive, especially in Canada?
See, there is the problem is with Canada authorities. Now, it is very clear that they are also having vote bank politics, because wherever this voice of this Khalistani movement is there, there are a lot of vote bank of the Sikhs over there, and these politicians are trying to cater to that. This is a very dangerous game, and our External Affairs Minister has also cautioned Canada on this, that this way relations between the two countries will not be very cordial, because India is very clear on one part that any country which is harboring these terrorists who are bent upon breaking India will create a disharmony into the cordial relations between the countries. Moreover, the problem there is that there are inimical factors, like there is a person called George Soros who has openly declared that he does not want Mr. Modi as the Prime Minister. There are other people who are trying to, come into it or muscle into the power game, and therefore are using these elements to create a sort of a hype that there is a dissatisfaction amongst the Punjabi people in Punjab and elsewhere. But this is not so. All these people who are doing it are just a handful of them, and they require to be come down. The law in those countries requires to come down heavily on them. If they do not, then they should think that India is also not going to be having very good relations, and if or so this happens, then these countries are to be blamed, because their own police is not taking the law and order to the right conclusion with these separatists.